Okay, scenario. You're out in the woods with your ATV. I've got an ATC 3-wheeler. It's broken down. It's about 2:30, 3 o'clock. At this time of year, mid-November, we're talking about dark at 5:30. What do? You can't get her going. She's stuck. What are you gonna do? You know you're gonna be here for the night. You can't walk out of here. You just drove in so many miles. How the hell what are you gonna do right now? The first thing you gotta do is not panic. That's the first thing. Take stock of what you have. What do you have on hand? I always have my knife with me, always. In my kit on my trike, I have a saw. So I carry my saw, right? Which will come in immensely handy right now. You have to take stock of your situation, right? I have no food. I don't care about food, doesn't matter. I need water though. That's gonna be a problem. My first course of action is shelter. It's clear skies right now. I can't guarantee it's gonna stay clear. It looks like it will, but that doesn't mean anything because once the dew starts setting in, you're gonna get wet. So shelter's your first course of action. Then your next course of action is fire. You need fire, right? So, first and foremost, let's go going on the shelter. What you're looking for when you build a shelter is you have to have a pretty solid spine. Not this spine, I'm talking about for the shelter itself. This is called an A-frame shelter. They're ancient shelters, they're easy to build really quick because that's what you got to do. Don't get fancy, just don't get fancy. So what I'll do is I'll get to work on this right here. I'll use as a spine. That's an old balsam fir, right? And I want high ground, which is right here. This is relatively high ground. So I'll be sleeping right here. You will not sleep tonight. Your trike is broken down, your ATC is broken down, you're not going to sleep tonight. You just need a place to stay relatively warm and cozied up. This is all I've got. I don't have a jacket. This is it. And I'm stuck out here for the night. So this is how we're going to do it. We'll build the shelter. You're probably wondering why I cut underneath. I cut underneath so the saw didn't bind up on me, right? All this stuff will come in handy in a few minutes. All of this, everything that's here. The one thing you don't want to do is panic, okay? When you're out here, you do not want to panic. You cannot afford to panic. You panic, you lose your brain. You're done. All these leaves, keep them. Don't move them out of the way. That's going to be my bed. Well, I say this. Ticks are a huge, huge problem. Ticks belong to the Ixoides family. They are not spiders. The female tick will dig into you and draw your blood, right? They can pass on a bacterium which causes all kinds of problems, right? Spotted Rocky Mountain fever and Lyme disease is huge, especially here in Ontario where I am. If you wonder why I'm wearing an orange cap, it's because the rifle hunters are out here killing Bambi. So I gotta wear this so I don't get killed. Here we go. Okay, I know a lot of people will cut green limbs off of healthy trees. Don't do it. It's just use leaves on the ground. Throw the leaves inside the shelter as deep as you can pile them. Throw leaves on the outside of the shelter, and you use dead trees like this. Use their branches to hold the leaves down. All right, so let me pan over. And that's a house that Eeyore would be proud of. But whatever. Once I get her finished up, I'll put leaves all on the outside. It'll be all bunched up. And it'll keep me at least a few degrees warmer. So you can see the shelter's built. I'm throwing leaves on it, a bit of birch bark. The first things first is your skeleton. Right? Next thing, you get branches with a lot of little fingers in them. In other words, like little branchlets. Put those on top of the skeleton. After that, then you throw your leaves on. That holds the leaves. Then you can throw more branches on top of that. Your leaves, you don't have to be specific. Just toss them on. Right? The idea is it'll never be waterproof, ever. It's to trap your heat. Right? The idea is inside to pack it with leaves and then press them down, then pack it, then press it down. That's pretty much a complete shelter for the night. If you're stuck out here any longer than one night, then you would revamp the shelter and make it better. The next thing you have to do is collect your kindling and build a fire pit. Anything that you've been building here, if you find small bits of kindling, put it aside, put it on something dry. Right? Fire pit's next important thing. We got to get that going. And we'll get her going now. By the way, this is an Exoides hotel. In other words, a tick hotel, literally. When it gets really cold out, ticks aren't active. However, if there's a tick in there that's somewhat out of commission, as soon as when you lay on it and your body heat heats that tick up, he's coming for you. So if you sleep in one of these things at nighttime, you better check your body full out next morning, okay? Get those ticks off you, okay? Okay, next it's time to gather stones for your fireplace. Okay, make sure that your fireplace area is clear. This is an old overturned tree. It pulled out of the ground. And these things your stones are always pulled up with these trees, right? Perfect for fire pits. Cool, beautiful rock. Look at that thing. I feel like Blue the bear. Beautiful. Good. One thing that's important. That is a tinder box. If a spark lands on that, that's going up in flames. Fire pit at least 10 feet away, if not further. It has to be. I am right now 12 feet away from here. Not really happy about it, so what I'm going to do is build up the back end here with rocks. So I've got the fire pit built now, right? One thing I didn't mention earlier when you're out here is the temperature drops. The sun is now on the horizon. I've got half an hour. That's it. Then lights out. The one thing I didn't talk about was sweat. If you work too fast and too hard, you're going to sweat. That sweat will not dry. Your clothes will hold it all night long. You will get hypothermia. You have to control your exercise, especially out here. This isn't a game, not when you're out here. This is a simulation right now, but if this was real life, you are in trouble if you're sweating like I'm sweating right now because I've been rushing against time, right? Regardless, the point is, this is the fire pit. It's all done. It's nice and safe. The fire will be down in here. It's not going to be a big fire, just big enough to warm my body. That's it. I'm going to light it now. Okay, so you're out here, as I said. Shelter's built behind us. You're good for that, all right? You're not going to be warm. Don't even think about being warm. The only thing that's going to make you warm is this fire. Night's falling, and I've got about, I wouldn't even say 40 minutes before it's dark, right? And now you're getting into real scary times. It's not going to be a fun night. You're broken down. You're hungry. You're thirsty. Nothing you can do about that. You can't drink any water, okay? Do not drink from a stream. Don't do it. Don't do it until you get a fire going. And unless you know how to make, there's other ways I'll show you later how to boil water without having a pot. Regardless, we'll get there. Right now, it's important to get a fire going, so let's do this. On my bike, on my trike, I normally carry one of these. They're like $6 at Home Hardware, Home Depot, whatever, right? It's just simply a flint lighter for lighting a propane torch or what have you, right? So these things are great. They're just great. It's flint and steel. That's all it is, flint and steel. I do have flint and steel that I've bought from outdoor stores and stuff, which I love, and I use on all camping trips. I won't carry this on a camping trip. Why? I don't know. I don't know why I don't carry it. I mean, why wouldn't I carry it? Because this thing's great. I'll show you. So this is milkweed, okay? Milkweed pods. At this time of year, these are the little fellas that come. These are the seeds, and they're like little parachutists, right? So the seeds are all within this fluff. This is like silk. This stuff lights in seconds. Get your fire pit ready. I've just built this. Fire pit's ready to go. Next, make sure you have some birch bark on hand because this stuff lights up quick. Stick this inside your flint and steel. Make sure the steel is clear. And get ready. And get ready for your, I'm a lefty, so I have to do, everything looks awkward when I do it. Get ready with your birch bark. And don't screw up like I just did. There we go. See? But I wasn't quick enough. You see how that's still burning? So let's keep rolling with this. I can go in there. Take more. Put it in. In fact, let's try something. That didn't taste good. Okay, next. There we go. All right. Take your milkweed. That's what it looks like, eh? Cool, huh? Look at these seeds. Isn't that awesome? Okay, just throw that in there. Now, I'd highly recommend you keep some in reserve. Do not waste it. There you go. Beautiful. So, beautiful. So now your next thing is, let's get her going. You know what's amazing when you're out in the bush, right? Fire, it's the one thing that differentiates us between the animals. The one thing, never mind the freaking mind. Forget the mind, okay? It's fire. We need it. Without it, we're dead. Have your tinder ready. And as you all know, you build your fire up slow, okay? And please be mindful that sparks are deadly. They will light this place up like a torch. Especially your house, your little Eeyore hut there. Alright? But once a fire gets going, your whole attitude towards survival changes. It literally becomes just different. It becomes something more comforting. Without it, you got no comfort, man. You gotta have this. So, having said that, please, 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 if you're going on any hike, any camping trip, anywhere you go outdoors, carry a means to light fire. Again, this little sparky thing, $5, man. And put it anywhere you want. Throw it in your backpack, doesn't matter, never gonna break. It's not gonna break. The cool thing about this too is, the flint part here, you just screw off the flint and put a new flint on it. Beautiful. With the strikers, like the camping strikers, once the flint's gone, it's gone. You gotta buy a new one. So anyway, this is beautiful. I can warm myself up here. Now, in order to preserve your tinder, do not put it in your pocket. Your moisture from your body will kill it. What you want to do is wrap it up in birch bark, okay? Wrap it up in birch bark. Now this is a beautiful thing right now. All the fear about my bike not working, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, I'll fix it. I'll get it done. A lot of people will say, well, you got gasoline in that bike. I do. I got gas. Do not put gas on a fire. Don't do it. Don't do it. You drip gas across this ground or the spark hits it, it's gone. You will burn this place down, right? Don't do it. If it's a last resort, if it's pouring rain out and you need to use gas, then go ahead. But man, try to stay away from it, right? Oh yeah, don't leave your tinder near the fire either. It'll catch on. So here's some birch bark. Just take your tinder, roll it up like this. Okay, just roll it up, make it like a little sandwich of it, and put it underneath a rock. You're good. Okay, let's keep going with the fire. One thing I want to mention is cold back syndrome. What that means is most people have a fire pit like this. Yeah, it's great. If this was really cold weather out here, I'd be building a wall back here. And that would shield me, that would reflect the heat back on my back. But what I like to do is I actually like to put my back to the fire, like this. The reason being is your furnace, your body's furnace, is located in your lower back. It's right here. That's your body's furnace. If you keep this warm, your entire body is warm. Anyway, time to just watch the sun go down.